The U.S. electronic gaming industry is expected to grow past $20 billion in annual revenue by the year 2020. And to give you a little more context, in its weekend release, Activision Blizzard's Call of Duty World War II topped $500 million in annual worldwide revenue. That's higher than the box office opening for Thor Ragnarok and Wonder Woman combined. If you're looking to start a career in the gaming industry, being a game tester can be a good place to start, but like most things, it's not that simple. Here to talk about what it takes to become a game test developer is TechRepublic's Bill Detwiler, an avid gamer himself and someone who's tested his fair share of games. Bill, before we get started, some of our viewers might be wondering why you're using the term game tester and not beta tester. Can you help us understand the difference between the two?
Hey Dan, thanks for having me on. Now first, I have to give props to my good friend and former TechRepublic colleague Mark Kalin. He's tested dozens of games over for some of the biggest studios as both a beta tester and paid game tester, and he's put together a fantastic list of tips to help people apply for a game tester job, which I know we'll get to in a second. Now, but first, you're exactly right, they aren't the same. Beta testing is done in the final stages of development and fairly close to the game's public release. Beta tests may be closed or open to the public, but beta testers are rarely paid. You know, you might get a free copy of the game or special in-game swag, but that's usually about it. Game testing, on the other hand, is done much earlier in the process, throughout the game's development. Game testers are often paid as full-time or part-time employees, and as such, the expectations are significantly higher.
So, Bill, what does it take to become a game tester?
Now, first, it's remembering that being good at playing games doesn't necessarily make you a good game tester. Software QA testing, whether it's a game or a cloud-based payroll system, is serious work.
So rating may not count, but some of the experience you get managing a raid might count. Getting back to applying for a game tester job, what are some of the skills someone should put on their resume during a game test interview?
You first know the company and know the games. You should know who the developer is, who the publisher is, and who the producers are. You should also know the games they've made in the past, the games that they have on the market now, and what they're working on in the future. Now, second, establish your credentials. If you've been a game tester or just beta tested a game, put it on the application and bring it up during the interview. Also, look for other experiences in your past that show you can objectively observe, critique, and troubleshoot problems. And speaking of problems, you also want to demonstrate your problem-solving skills. It isn't enough for a tester to identify a bug or a problem in a game. They'll likely need to offer a solution, or at least a pathway to a solution. Now, fourth on the list, emphasize an affinity for details. Now, many job descriptions list detail-oriented as a qualification, but it really is vital to a game tester. Everything that happens in a game world is a potential bug. A game tester has to know what things should look like and then be able to effectively describe when it doesn't. Now, lastly, and this is a big one, you must be able to keep a secret. As a game tester, you will be required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. If you violate that NDA, you'll be fired, possibly sued, and it could even affect the game's release.
So it sounds like these are a lot of the skills you will need to work in almost every component of the technology industry. Bill, thanks a lot. To read Mark's full story called 5 Talents You Need to Showcase When Interviewing for a Game Tester Job on TechRepublic, and when you're hiring a tester, you can download the Hiring Kit Game Tester from TechRepublic's sibling site, Tech Pro Research.